Part 15, Rich B, Senora M, Interview with a Vampire. But this is the Zaire Namtar edition. So when I left off, I was telling you guys how Senora M said they were offered fusion, breath, memory, and sacred duty. He said in Sodom and Gomorrah there was a valley that has not been touched by fire yet. They did a lot of rituals there. So they used salt from the Dead Sea to bind, ash from burnt offerings to remember, and shared breath to seal. Ooh, y'all, this is getting good. All right. Let me stop playing. I'm gonna go back to the story. He said the young feed on blood, but they don't. They feed on energy, aura. But he said the young didn't consume in hunger. They consumed out of ceremony. The elders sustained themselves on energy, emotions, intentions, and memory. The more ancient they became, the more subtle their nourishment. They fed on essence, what we forgot. These beings weren't meant to rule. They were made to remember. Especially when the bloodlines started to mix, blend, and thin. The cities were burnt, straight up destroyed, like down to the ground. Only a few Watchers survived. Only a few Zayim Namtar. I believe the first Zayim Namtar survived. So they basically scattered to Europe and Africa. And this goes back to my theory that I was telling you guys. From Africa and Egypt, then they went to more of the Caribbean, Africa, and Europe. So the pieces are piecing out at this point. Everything is low-key coming together, y'all. When Rich said Sudan, I was like, I knew it. Because any of the Zayim Namtar I've run into were either like African or European. I think I told you guys that in previous videos. I even told one of my encounter story. I'm going to tell you guys more in the future, but yeah, let's stay on topic. So they fled the cities. Some were marked, some weren't. Others forgot what they even were part of or what they were. Other bloodlines carried the breath forward, like Rich's bloodline. And come on, y'all see Rich's eyes? You guys are gonna tell me that he's not like, there's something supernatural in that man. Look at it, look at him, look at his eyes. So guys, over the centuries, one line split into two somehow, and they became two rival lines. Both born of the covenant, but one was twisted by desire, betrayal, and trauma. So basically, guys, it was a bad group and a good group. That's the simplest way to explain it. Not necessarily good or bad, but they were different. They feed way more on negative energy and emotion. That's the best way I can explain it, how I understood it. But make sure y'all go watch the Rich video to understand it better. So y'all, that sounds a lot like the Mind Flayer from Stranger Things. Actually, a lot of the story sounds a lot like this, but let's get back to it. They feed on forgotten lineage. They pose as oracles, nobility, spiritual guides, wolves in sheep's clothing. Think of it like that. Alright, y'all, before the video gets too long, I'm gonna be back tomorrow, though. We can talk about if Senora M is immortal or not. If you like content like this,